Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Wasi'ani and I'm in here want to explain about communicative language teaching. Okay, the first is, what is language? Language is defined in many different ways by various linguists. The structuralists view language as rules and focus on ways in which linguistic entities can be combined together. Language is considered as a knowledge of grammar consisting of syntax, inflectional morphology, and phonology. Encompasses knowledge of formal rules of operation that operate on abstract linguistic categories, for example, verb and noun and phrases. A functional view of second language teaching. From the functional view of second language learning, rather than concentrating on the algebraic linguistic system, attention will be paid more to the ways wherein second language learners try to make meaning and attain their individual communicative purpose. Therefore, a teacher who is well informed about this language view will focus his language teaching on communicative proficiency rather than on mastery of language rules. Implication for the communicative classroom. A teacher who is well informed about functional view of language and adopt communicative approach to language teaching will hold the principle that the improvement of communicative language ability is the purpose of classroom learning. Therefore, a well-informed teacher will emphasize on communicative practice in the classroom. Characteristic communicative practice in the CLT are: the first is, the teacher will create activities that facilitate real communication, motivating students to learn. The next is, the teacher will hold this principle, which implies that he will encourage learning by creating classroom activities in which language is used to conduct meaningful tests. The third is, the teacher should apply in communicative classrooms the meaningfulness. And then the last is, language learning activities should be managed in a way that enable learners to engage in language use which is meaningful and authentic. And how is managing a communicative classroom? First of all, he will pay attention to his role as a teacher to achieve the goals in a communicative classroom, which is to facilitate the communication process between all participants in the classroom. A well-informed teacher also needs to pay attention to the role of the students. More importantly, the classroom activities created by the teacher should facilitate real communication to encourage learning. There's have three steps in there: students' role in communicative language classroom, a well-informed teacher role, and then activities in communicative language classroom. Useful activities used in a communicative classroom include the following: role play, games, pair work or group work, and information gap. Role play. Role play refers to an experiential learning method in which the learner performs roles in a predetermined scenario to facilitate ion practice and feedback to practice skill. And games. Games have been widely applied in teaching, and there have been a large number of games used in CLT, like spelling bees, crossword puzzle, limerick, Scrabble riddles, anagram, password, word squares, and other else. And how is pair work or group work? A well-informed teacher will create as much interaction as possible facilitator and independent member of the classroom, and it analyze a counselor and a group activity manager. And then the last is information gap. Information gap is an activity where learners are missing information they need in order to accomplish a task and are required to communicate to each other to find the information, and this activity involves information decoding or encoding from or into language. Okay, I think enough my presentation today about communicative language teaching. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.